So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Posh Colors Unfiltered. Please do not forget to subscribe and like my video. So this is the night that I have always looked forward to in this experiment, and that is a dinner party. Why, you would say? It's the ultimate showdown. It's the ultimate show off. In this in this experiment, the one time you know you want to see couples at each other's throat is during the commitment ceremony and also at the dinner party, because this is where it happens. Couples filling each other out, couples flirting with other couples. There's the altercation that also happens, the bickering, the envy, you know, just getting into each other's business, guys. And that is how we get our content. That's how we get our content. Let's just dig right in. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty of this show there's a little bit to unpack in this episode. So we start with the usual recap of previous episodes and how the funny stage managed altercation between Holly and Andrew went. You know, that was obviously ridiculous to me given the last commentary I ran on that episode. Dom and Jack, we saw that we can see them getting ready for the dinner party, and it appears this household, you know, they're looking good. They are looking solid, guys. So let's just keep our fingers crossed for them. Mitch and Ella, it doesn't look like a good night for them, and we will see why at the dinner party. Celine and Anthony, on the other hand, oh my God, who knew that hell has definitely frozen over and is covered in ice? Really. They are going on strong. They are consciously paying each other compliments, and Celine is also paying her man attention. She's even styling him and everything. I'm shocked. I'm very shocked. Olivia and Jackson, as we all know, their household is going on strong, and she surprised me on this episode, and I'm going to tell you why as we go along. Very, very surprising behavior from her, giving her a lack of self-confidence following bullying comments she said with her own about her weight. So I'm shocked, but we'll get there soon. Andrew and Holly, as we all know, they're crazy. They're crazy. They're going into this dinner party as a separate entity, so that we're going as individuals on separate rides. So it's interesting to see, you would find it interesting to see how Andrew, the narcissist, played this game, gaslighted Holly, and kind of just messed with the other contestants' heads. And I was shocked that he could easily manipulate people into his corner. That's really surprising. We'll get into that shortly. Selena and Cody, oh my God, it's upward for these two. Who would have tongue it, guys? Who would have really tongue it? Cody is giving compliment on a steady. Selena is sort of, you know, warming up and getting familiar with Cody. It's looking good for them. Samantha and Al, again, they're climbing the ladder, but at a very slow pace. You will say half a step at a time. But it's all cheerful in this household for this going into the dinner party. And lastly, Tamara and Brett. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. Let's just say these two are about to ignite the whole place. They are about to, I mean, they are at each other's throat. They are fighting. They are screaming at each other. It's just over what you say, over what you will not believe. The TV volume. It's just insane. Into the dinner party we go. Let's dig in. Let's just dig in, guys. So we start the dinner party room, right? You could see just before Tamara and Brent went into the dinner party room, all we could hear was, you know, they were going at each other. They were having a word exchange, and we're like, what is going on? They started from their apartment. Obviously, it also went in. They went at each other on the way to the dinner party. And they got there, it was non-stop, relentless. They were still at each other's throat. And I'm like, okay, these two, they're only 3 weeks in the process. And it feels like they are 30 years in a relationship. Like they've been married for 30 years. It is not good. It is so toxic. They need to, they need help fast to, you know, fix whatever is going on, or they just need to call it quits and just stay from each other, because I don't think that's a healthy relationship that we need viewers to see or emulate from. Domestic violence is a big deal here in Australia, and domestic violence does not only include physical violence, it does include the verbal abuse as well. So let's start looking at all of this, and I felt there was so much going on between these two. They were not respecting each other's space or each other's point of view, and that is not a good look for us, the viewers. But what do I know? What was the issue? You would say TV volume too high. Tamara said it was too high, and apparently swear words were used, which Brent found demeaning, and that just led to a bad start for them as they went in to the dinner party, and it progressed. You could see the tension in the air, you could feel the tension in the air, you could even cut it with a knife. It was that bad. The car ride, I said, was a nightmare for them. It was a nightmare. I didn't even want to watch it anymore because it was just uncomfortable for me. Not surprised they were the first in, and I felt, okay, this is good. They can walk at each other, fix whatever they had on, and just continue on with the process. But they kept on bickering even when they were trying to get wine onto their glasses. I'm like, what? You can't be serious. Tamara, she tried. The problem with Tamara is she kept trying to get her point across. You know what? And it's not coming. It's not being well received. And in walks Olivia and Jackson, all lovey-dovey as usual. Next, Celine and Anthony came in, and everyone, you know, was surprised to see them happy and together, because the first dinner party they came in as separate individuals. So it was a good look for them. They looked beautiful, they complimented each other, and they seemed happy as. Dom and Jack, happy, walked in together, and immediately we see Dom apologizing to Anthony for bagging him in the previous dinner party when Celine had literally you just threw him under the bus, essentially. Whilst planning, they were also, it felt like Olivia, this is my opinion, it felt like Olivia, given that they have got no drama around their relationship, we're being fed a script by the producers, and that's just what I think, because it was so out of character for Olivia to spearhead an ambush for Holly. Now, I don't know how the scene would have played out behind the scene, guys, but Olivia, it didn't seem like a good look. It felt really like an attack, a verbal attack of sorts on Holly's character, without even letting this chick come in and defend herself. They were planning an ambush for Andrew and Holly, as far as I was concerned. And too quickly, Andrew walks in alone and is about to have a verbal diarrhea, literally. He just spewed all that he felt. And because he is so eloquent, he's so good with words, he's a motivational speaker, guys, he was able to manipulate the couples that were already at the dinner party. He manipulated their brains, their minds, to thinking that as far as he knows, he's a bad guy, he's responsible, he's taking accountability for his actions. But then again, Holly is the bad guy here. She is evil, she is despicable, she has put him down, she has not respected him, she has not apologized. It was an onslaught. You could literally see the grenades just firing off of Holly. If only the girl knew. If I was Holly and I knew what was going on, I probably would not have been at the dinner party, because it was like she was walking into a grenade, a verbal grenade with dead stares, and just she was ostracized. She was just left to feel, alone, and that's saying a lot for me. Anyway, he was so fake. He just manipulated the scene. The one person that was able to see through him was Domenica. I was very surprised at Dom's reaction. Dom's perception is very, very, very switched on. She was like, she called him out. I know you said Holly is this, but do you understand that it's actually two of you in this relationship, that two of you somehow would have manipulated, would have enabled, or would have contributed to the demise that is your relationship? I was like, yes, but again, Holly, after taking accountability, Holly hasn't gaslighted the hell out of this chick in her absence. Very, very childish and just narcissistic. He is such a psychopath. I cannot even deal with this guy. Holly is walking in. She walked in feeling so happy. She walked in feeling confident. But guess what? She was walking into a firing squad. And none the wiser. Andrew was still talking, trying to even say hello. Meanwhile, Holly wasn't giving him the day or time. Holly just, like walked in, said hello to everybody, and walked past Andrew like doesn't exist. I felt it was a bit childish on her part, but guess what? The girl had had enough and had to do what felt right to her. And good on Holly for handling the situation the best way she could. The best way she could. Cody and Selena walks in not knowing what was about to transpire or not being privy to what had already gone down. And they were happy as ever. Next in was Samantha and Al. In walks, and it was just crazy. They were so happy. And then Holly came in and it was just hell. They decided, they all sat for dinner. I thought they were going to not have dinner because of how tense the situation was. But they did have dinner. We saw Holly moving her chair away from Andrew. And that was how much the guy's presence was just irritating the hell out of her. And I honestly, Tamara actually decided, okay, she was going to take this on. For me, it wasn't her place, given the fact that she had her own scores to settle with her partner. And she decided, oh my God, I'm going to deflect, and it's no longer about me, it's not about Holly. She went on the attack and literally questioned Holly's integrity. And Holly, you know, did not understand what it was at first until she saw that they were all ganged up, and the leader of the group of the mob pack was Olivia. You would think that a girl who has been bullied for her weight would be sympathetic and understanding and considerate to someone's a little female's feelings. They were all there at the commitment ceremony when Andrew insulted the living daylight out of this girl, disrespected her in so many levels. They all saw that episode. They were all there present. We are not privy to all of the information behind the scene, but they all saw that. And for them to turn around, turn at Holly was such a shock to me. I was like, I was baffled. And I'm like, there's no way this came out from left field. This looks very production organized. This looks very stage managed, very forced. I don't know, because I felt Holly was a different, you know, ball of fish. But apparently, she's amongst the bandwagon guys. You can't really, for me, she doesn't look, she's not ugly. Okay? That behavior just tells you a lot about people, and it showed her true colors. She's ugly on the inside. All of a sudden, Mitch and Ella was just at each other's throat. I did not understand what started their fight. I can't tell you. But Mitch was really rude. Mitch was demeaning as hell. I really do not know what happened or how that scene transpired. All I could see was Mitch childishly belittling Ella, all because she was trying to express her feelings. It wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking good. You don't belittle your partner in front of other people. You could do that in private, but not at a dinner party. Tamara and Brent, they couldn't even look at each other. Of course, Tamara was busy minding other people's business and not her business. Al had to show a little bit of support to Holly, which was surprising because he's the childish one. He's the youngest of the group, and he really showed a lot of maturity, a lot of strength and good character. He pulled Holly aside and was trying to comfort her and support her. But again, the Holly that we know turned into a mother. She began mothering Al and advising Al on how to woo Samantha. It was so beautiful because the girl was having a hard time, and even in her deepest, downest moment, she was able to not make it about herself, which is good. I love her. I love her. It was so funny that I couldn't. But anyway, Andrew did try it for a second time to speak with Holly. I think Holly was, or her mind was made up, guys, and she did not give him 1 second, 1 minute to express whatever BS he had to express. Holly just kept shutting him down at every level, and it ended with Andrew, you know, walking off and literally taking off his mic again. And I presume this is the last I will be seeing of this guy, because he has really stirred up a bit of emotion in my system. We can't have this kind of people on television. They are bad influence. They don't mean well to the society at large, because guess what? There are people who are watching who might want to mirror such behavior, and we do not want that for the females. We do not want that for, you know, we don't want that as an example setting. We don't want that from an example setting point of view. So I hope that the commitment ceremony were going to get some closure. I deserve my closure, and I also hope that Olivia will be questioned. She will have to explain a lot about her actions if that will be brought up, because it was really conflicting for me. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm sorry this recap is coming really late. I have been slammed at work. It's been relentless, and I had to, you know, try and get this in as fast as I can. It might not come as this, it might not come, you know, with the same feeling. That's just because I am fatigued. Anyway, be safe until next time. See you guys. Bye.